So what do we got here?
Saddle that was used by Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves.
All right.
There's got to be a lot of women who'll pay a lot of money for something that's touched Kevin Costner's hind end. I'm going into the pawn shop today. I'm going to try and sell my saddle. Yeah, I'm not a cowboy, I don't ride horses, but I'm a big fan of Kevin Costner's, and when I seen this saddle and he'd rode on it, I had to have it.
So how'd you get this thing?
I bought it at an auction, caught my interest. I'm a big Kevin Costner fan, so.
All right, do you get any paperwork saying it's from the movie?
Well, I got a card from the movie house and a few pictures.
All right.
The people at the auction house assured me that this was an original saddle that had been used from the movie.
Well, the problem is I don't see any, you have nothing written here. I mean, all you have here is some pictures of some people, looks like the Civil War. I don't know if it's a reenactment or a different movie, but I just see nothing here with Kevin Costner.
They assured the buyers that this was a saddle that had been used in Dances with Wolves.
There's nothing here that proves that Kevin Costner's hind end sat on it.
Well, we could do a DNA test for some.
Nah. I mean, the weird thing about this is it looks like a U.S. military-issued saddle. I mean, this is the style they had between the Civil War and I believe like World War I, turn of the century. It might be really, really old. I mean, if you look at this ring right here, this isn't modern welding right here. You can tell how this is like forged. So what interests me right now is this could have been used in the movie, but this might have been sitting in a prop house for the past 100 years.
Hollywood prop houses are massive warehouses, and they often made props out of original items. I don't know if this thing was in Dances with Wolves, but this saddle does appear to be old U.S. military. This thing could be worth a lot of money either way.
So you got two things that could make it worth money. It's actually a U.S. military issue saddle, and was it used in the movie? I mean, it's sort of a conundrum at the moment, because if it's both, it's even worth more. I would really like someone to check this out for me.
Well, as long as the expert's seen Dances with Wolves.
So let me call my buddy. We'll see what we can do.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I know if we get somebody that knows what he's talking about, we get the expert in here, he's going to say, yeah, this is the real thing and it's worth the money. I'm okay.
My name is Mark, and I'm an expert in Western memorabilia. What I love about Western memorabilia, it's part of the history of our country and American culture. Well, it's definitely a military saddle. It's a McClellan saddle, developed in 1859 before the Civil War. The thing that kind of bothers me about this is not leather covered. Now, if you were riding this, 8 or 10 hours a day, see all these screws along here?
Okay.
And all the rawhide stitching that goes through here, your butt would be sore and your legs would be red. But the other thing on here, it says 12-inch seat. This is a very, very small seat for a human being to sit in. So it leads me to believe that this is a pack saddle. And you can see by all the holes and stuff for straps and the rings and loops and stuff on here, they could put a lot of different accessories on here. They're bedrolls, canteens, scabbards, all kinds of equipment.
So was this used in the movie Dances with Wolves?
Well, I'd seen the movie many times, but when you called, I watched it again. But this time I watched and looked at every saddle in the movie. And the movie was very authentic. In fact, one of the most authentic Westerns, they've made in a long time. They paid attention to details. And I can honestly say this saddle was not in the movie.
They said for sure this was from Dances with Wolves.
In my opinion, it wasn't. There is no rawhide treed saddles in that movie.
But you can't say for sure this wasn't in the movie.
I can say for sure because every saddle in there had black leather on it. I don't think it was used in the movie Dances with Wolves. No ifs, ands, or Kevin Costner's butts. But in authenticating something as being used by a specific person, you need more documentation than just an auctioneer's word saying this came from such and such a movie. You need a letter, you need serial numbers that match, things like that.
So what do you think this thing is worth?
Well, if it was a formal McClellan military saddle and had the full cover on it and everything, they're selling for around $1,000.
Okay.
But in this condition, missing some of the parts and not covered, I'd say 400, 500 maybe at the most.
Okay.
Do you remember, it's still a 100-year-old artifact. It's still a collectible piece.
Okay. Thanks for coming in, Mark. Really appreciate it.
Nice to meet you. Good luck. Bye.
I had a feeling it wasn't in the movie Dances with Wolves, but I also had a feeling it was real, and because of that, I won it.
Okay, so how much do you want for it?
Well, I'd let it go for $750.
Okay, it would have been worth $750 if Kevin Costner's derriere was on it.
I still believe it was.
How about $250?
Yeah, I can't let it go for that. I paid more than that for it, and I mean, I'm sure it is still authentic, even though we couldn't get that verified. Can you go 400?
I'll go 300. I mean, if I give you 300 bucks, I'm gonna make 100, 150 bucks. That's the most I'm gonna make. I'm not making a fortune off you.
All right, well, you got a deal, $300.
All right, let's go do the paperwork, man.
I got 300. It's less than I paid for it, but my wife's going to be really disappointed when she finds out that she hasn't been that close to Kevin Costner's hand end.